Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. Big update for any fans of Fortnite. The new season, Chapter 4, Season 4 has finally arrived. Fortnite's definitely a game that's been a hot topic in one way or another the last few years. It's had its ups and downs. With the release of Chapter 4, Season 4, just ranking all of the Fortnite seasons. If you want to put your ranking in the comments below, feel free to go ahead. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into it. Alright, so now that we are in it, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the seasons that I didn't play. I didn't start till season 7, so that gets rid of the first 6, and I like how they put this in chronological order. Starting with season 7, the first one I played, I'm going to put that one in the great category. Obviously, the map was covered with snow. There was a whole winter theme, and the guns were just really great. And because I had just started and I didn't play as much back then, there's a lot of things I feel like I really would have appreciated, like just looking back at it now, that I didn't take advantage of back then. But even the battle pass was just really good, and it's just really neat what they did here. And then we also have season 8, which I will also put in the great one. I think it's probably just a little bit better than the other one. They had a really good battle pass, and I liked how there was the whole pirates theme, the volcano on the map, all of that stuff that uh, just the chapter 1 map. I really like how they just had all these different biomes on it. It was just pretty unique what they were doing. All right, then we have season 9, and I'll put this one in the good category. Future theme, I like the things that you use to travel around the map, and I can't remember what they're called now, but I think the battle pass there was also pretty good. I really don't have much else to say about it other than it was pretty good. Nothing like absolutely insane, but moving on to Season X. This is where a lot of people started quitting Fortnite and saying it was bad. I'll put it in the mid one. I don't want to put it in the trash one because looking back, I don't even think it was as bad as people remember it. Obviously, the introduction of the brutes was just a little bit too overpowered for anyone that was able to get a hold of them. And as well as the battle pass was kind of cool what they did, but at the same time it's just remakes of older skins. But even the map I think was pretty good looking back, and there's just a lot of cool stuff. I think this was the taco time season with the taco place. And also with Tilted Town, a lot of people didn't like that place because you couldn't build. But I mean, looking back is just kind of crazy now because obviously you can choose to play the zero build mode. Alright, moving on to Chapter 2 Season 2, and I'm just going to put it in the trash category. I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably Fortnite at its worst, which I don't think is bad for video game standards. It's just when we're comparing them to each other, it's trash. And the reason I think that is because obviously the hype for this season was really cool. It was just cool because everyone was thinking Fortnite would shut down. There were all these conspiracy theories, and just seeing the trailer and seeing a new map, it was really special. And even the other chapters just didn't capture that magic that the hype for this one did. With that being said, though, looking back, obviously there's a lot of cool things it introduced. So just for the novelty of them being new, that was kind of cool. There really isn't anything that the other seasons that came out after that didn't have to offer. And the map was not very interesting, other than the one place with the chemicals. I think it was called Steamy Stacks, but it was pretty much grass. So it introduced a lot of good stuff, and it did have the first crossover event with Star Wars and lightsabers, which I feel like also it's cool that it was the first time they did that. But every other time there was an event, I feel like it was better than that. Alright, taking a huge jump in the other direction of quality, we have Chapter 2, Season 2, and I'm just going to go ahead and put Chapter 2, Season 3 up here with it. It's definitely very close for me. I know it's not for a lot of other people. Chapter 2, Season 2 is for sure the best season for them. For me, I kind of go back and forth, but I'll just put them right up there with each other because these two seasons combined was just the peak moment for Fortnite. Moving on to Nexus War, and I'll probably put this at the bottom of great. This was the biggest crossover for Fortnite because it was the theme of the entire season, and also had a really good live event that I actually I didn't play it, but I watched it, and it was really cool. Obviously, the battle pass was just really good, but probably the best thing was the Stark Industries location and just the mythics and going into the vaults. And this was when they had the mythics in Battle Lab, so you could kind of test them out in there, and that was just a lot of fun. Really good battle pass, as I already said, and just a fun season. A nice little crossover with Marvel. All right, Chapter 2, Season 5. I will probably put this also in the great category. Some people weren't a huge fan of it, but I really liked sand tunneling, even though that was vaulted for most of the season because they had issues. And just the battle pass was also really good here. And the introduction of bounty hunting. The Mandalorian had really good mythics, and there were just a lot of cool locations on the map. And having Grogu as a back bling was probably the best Star Wars thing in Fortnite. But that was also when the Mandalorian show was also just really popular. I think season 2 had just came out. Chapter 2, season 6. I feel like mid would be a little bit too nice for it, so I'll put it at trash, but above Chapter 2, Season 1. And the big thing here was the weapons, without question. Just the makeshift were just awful. The bows were significantly better than the other guns, but even like the pistols, it was just weird. You didn't know what you wanted to use. It was not good at all. Still, though, I wouldn't say there were no redeeming qualities about this season. Uh, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I think there were some, like crafting. And then we got Invasion. I'll put this one at the top of great. This was just a really good theme, and the UFOs I think were pretty annoying at first. People were kind of just going crazy with them, but after the first week or two, I feel like it just got a little bit more calmer. People weren't like spamming the abduction button. There was a really cool way you could get abducted to get loot. Just a lot of neat things about this season. And then we have Chapter 2, Season 8, and I'll put this one in the good category. For me, this is a season where there wasn't like a huge theme other than there being like cubes around the map, and it was one of the more casual seasons. So it was fun, and there wasn't anything that crazy or memorable, but it was a pretty good time. And also, I feel like from Chapter 2, Season 6, all the way to Chapter 3, Season 1 was like the peak of the Fortnite storyline. I just wanted to go ahead and put that out with The Rock and Jonesy, Dr. Sloan, all that stuff. And they even did a crossover DC comic or the Batman Who Laughs and the whole Batman Zero Point storyline that I just thought was really neat. We have Chapter 3, Season 1, and I'll put this up here in the great category, probably right there. This is a season where I feel like I like the new map. The Chapter 3 map was significantly better than the Chapter 2 map. I think new people didn't like just there being only grass and not that much else, so they definitely improved the map. And I guess now that both chapters are over, I can say I probably enjoyed Chapter 3 more than Chapter 2, although it only had half the seasons. Quality wise, it has a little bit of an advantage. Really like the introduction of the MK and sliding. Those were some pretty cool things. Other than that, I don't think there were really that many great guns, but the most notable thing was definitely the Spider-Man mythics. Then we have Chapter 3, Season 2, and I will go ahead and put this probably right up here at the top of great, actually. The introduction of Zero Build was kind of cool. The Battle Pass was really cool. I think the weapons, the tanks, battle buses, all the stuff they added, the whole war theme was just really awesome what they did. Moving on to Vibin, I will put this one, I'll put it in the good category. It started off really good with the roller coasters, the giant stones, Darth Vader in the Battle Pass, a lot of neat stuff like that. But by the end of this season, I feel like I was just kind of tired of all that stuff. It seemed cool at first, but it didn't really turn out to be anything too special. But with that being said, the gameplay was just a lot of fun. And then we have Chapter 3, Season 4, and I'll put this here in the mid category because I just wasn't a huge fan of this season. There was some neat stuff they were doing with Chrome, but this was definitely one of the least memorable seasons of Fortnite. In fact, I really don't even know what to say about it. Then we have Chapter 4, Season 1, because Chapter 3 was only like a year. This was definitely just another fantastic season. The Shockwave Hammer was just a fun weapon. The Citadel, the Breakwater Bay, some of the new places on the map. They also introduced perks and that kind of stuff. It was just one of those seasons where I really don't have anything to complain about. It was just a lot of fun. Then we have Chapter 3, Season 2. And this one I'll probably put right here in the good category. They had a cyberpunk theme, and they changed like probably 3 different locations on the map. In terms of the map, it wasn't much different than the previous season, but a lot of the weapons were different. But there's definitely some neat stuff, like the introduction of grind rails. Next up is Chapter 4, Season 3. And this is another really good one for me. I'll put it up here in the great category, maybe right here. And I really like the new jungle places they added that just changed up the map, the way you could slide in mud. The battle pass was pretty good. It was just a pretty entertaining season, and this was around this time when Creative 2.0 on computers were coming out, so there were a lot of new cool maps you can do on Creative. There's just a large variety of spots to land on the map, and really my only complaint I had about this season was that there were these different plants, and they kind of got in the way of your vision, like you couldn't really see past them. So they probably should have done something about that. But other than that, it was just a really, really good season. All right, and then we have the current season, and I'll probably put this at the top of the good category. Uh, Not much has changed on the map. It's kind of hard to rank this because it just came out, so some of the stuff we'll have to wait for and see. Other than the 3 really cool locations on the map that they added, actually all 3 of them are basically the exact same, but they were scattered, and it's kind of cool what they did with the agencies there. And it doesn't feel too much of like a ripoff of Chapter 2 Season 2. It kind of has its own spin on it. It still feels pretty fresh just because of all the new weapons they added. I would say I'm pretty happy with all the new stuff they added. All right, that is my completed tier list. If you want to put your ranking in the comment section below, I would love to see that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.